Terran very comfortable on his 2 bases at the moment. However, he is constructing a second bunker. He should be feeling nervous. He does not have that many units at the moment. No signs of any tanks coming out quite soon. Look at his mineral count. He desperately needs to build either another command center and take a 3rd with the planetary fortress. However, I don't think he has the units to back that up. Or he needs to take his 4th refinery as well. Or he needs to build a ton of barracks and just go pure marine. However, it does look like he will be spending it by getting another expansion and an engineering bay here at behind the reeds to block that off. 4th hatchery going down now actually. It will be the 3rd mining base, but the 4th hatchery to go down. At the same time, the high yield expansion rocks have been taken down, so expect Glade to be taking his 4th base shortly. However, he is extremely high on gas, no signs of any fire tech at the moment, which would be a great way just to drain all of that gas. Baneling speed on the way, and melee attack level 2 on the way, as well as Leo Reconstitution, which is that vital roach speed. Very, very important upgrade to get versus all matchups, I feel, especially in the mirror matchup of Zerg versus Zerg. More units just pouring into the front, going to be trying to hold this as long as he can. Siege tank and siege mode are on the way. Siege mode about halfway done. Burrow actually on the way for Moonglade as well, and just going to be rebuilding some Queen's Starport, infantry level 1 and infantry armor level 1. So going to be focusing around those Marine and Marauders, as we have seen already, but not going to be transitioning into any sort of early, like mass mech play or Banshee harass at the moment. At least Starport is almost finishing though. Keep in mind it is very, very close to this reactor, so he may be looking to swap out and build some medevacs. Actually got on top of that macro really quickly. His resources are very, very low compared to what they were before, so it's a nice play there from Archon. At the same time though, Glade is extremely high on gas, but as a Zerg, I guess it is okay that sometimes you are high on resources as you're waiting on those larvae. But here we do have 22 Banelings, excuse me. 22 Banelings morphing on the field at the moment on the creep. They do have Baneling speed. At the same time, Archon is going to be attempting to build his planetary fortress here at the high yield expansion. These infantry need to spread out here. Already going to be setting up here with a siege tank. We'd like to see a little bit more spread here to the left hand side, but we can't always get what we want, or even to the southern side. Looks like Glade will be content to taking this watchtower and just seeing the formation of the Terran units, however, and picking his time to strike. I would like to see a Baneling run by on the left hand side up here, and then a rush in with his roaches on the right hand side, but instead he's going to be taking an extra base, which is always a good option to do. I mean, the Zerg's units are more mobile, and the creep spread has just been brilliant, so why not spread your bases out? If you can force the Terran to overextend for an expansion, and you can take out his high yield in exchange, why not do that? That's a fantastic trade. 12 more Banelings being morphed in, bringing the total up to a whopping 34. Tons of roaches on the field as well. Keep in mind an army is coming down, so look to see possibly some Thors or more upgrades going down as well. Not sure where the army is quite yet. Army being built right here. Going to be forming a little bit of a wall. Missile turret's gone down, however we do not see any Spire on the way. Nothing in the main at least, no hive tech either. Not actually getting his high yield expansion quite yet. And really, if Glade's going to be looking to extend this game for a long, long time, it's actually okay not to take your gold for a little bit. I mean, if you can make your gold last longer than your opponent, then that can be advantageous too. And currently he's sitting on 4 bases and 3.5 bases, so he should be just fine. However, this small force is going to be very, very effective. Forcing the ultimate to pull off the line. Looks like they are going to be trying to snap the hatchery to try and reduce the larva production. However, all these roaches so fast on the creep with the roach speed, going to be trading the hatchery for all of these units instead. So not sure who came out on top right there, but I would say that it was about awesome. It looks like a second drop coming in here on the left hand side, going to be taking out that upgrading Evo Chamber, so delaying the evolution, delaying the upgrades at least. And it looks like the Archon is going to be dropping out here with the medevacs, picking up and lifting off. Resources lost show a very, very similar amount of resources. However, the units tab discrepancy is currently lying at 33. Back at the production tab, more barracks coming into play. Going to be creating a little bit of a wall right here. Not a solid wall, but a nice little gaps. I guess you can work around them, as well as the commands that are coming down as well. Going to be looking to take down this low ground expansion. However, there is currently one Zergling there, which will be able to deny for at least a while until another unit gets down here. However, mass Baneling bombs coming in here. Bane Rain going and splash down on all the Marines, completely avoiding any splash damage from the tanks. Very, very effective play by Moonglade right here. Fantastic use of Banelings, however, doesn't look like to be Parent will be too strong in this game. Some nice positioning, massive spread, and just a lot of Marauders able to take down the majority of those Banelings. I mean, the Banelings were excellent and well executed. The Roaches came in straight after, which were completely pummeled by the tanks. Really just not enough right then. And should be looking to remacro up with 22 Roaches on the way. However, this small force, actually quite a whole entire army, will be looking to take down this expansion. More Banelings being dropped on top of the weakened Marauders, and this time doing plenty of damage. However, these siege tanks are positioned very nicely, supported by mass infantry. Will be able to do tons of damage and hold up against all these Roaches. Tons of Roaches going down from the splash damage of the tanks. This creep is clearing up right now. Would like to see a Zerg counterattack. However, against this planetary fortress being repaired by all these SCVs, that will be very, very difficult to break. It doesn't look like that Archon is now aware of this expansion to the right hand side. He will be targeting that. However, all these overlords are greatly weakened. No units inside them. He will not be able to defend this at all. All the drones desperately trying to evacuate through these high reeds, and this Archon will allow them to be let go, as that does consume a lot of food cap. Instead, going to be sniping out this hatchery and forcing the Zerg to spend more and more money trying to retake these bases. And it looks like that Glade is in trouble at the moment, as all these units are going to be coming down here trying to rebuild the expansion on the low side. But, you know, Archon just has a commanding hold of these two expansions at the moment. However, he is quite vulnerable. He's going to be taking his fourth base, actually. He's mined out at the main, but he does have a lot of energy on these orbital commands. He's going to be able to summon a lot of mules at this expansion as soon as it lands. It could land at any time. All he needs to do is press L and click at where he wants to go. That's all he needs to do. This SCV coming in right here. However, massive engagement, nice little scan here. Picking up the Banelings and scooting back. Always a nice technique to do. And looks like the Marine Marauder tank medevac composition will be too strong. Taking out these two cranes, going to be taking out this auxiliary hatchery and also this spine crawl. Long distance mining going on around here by Moonglade, but that will definitely be shut down by NeoRedArchon. All these Banelings coming in here, taking about half of the army down. These Roaches could do some damage, however, with these tanks in this positioning. Not likely. So some great positioning right here. Slow push by NeoRedArchon, able to extend the opponent. Going in for a drop here on the left hand side, going to be able to snipe Inspire the spawning pool. And things are definitely not looking too Glade. It looks like Archon is going to be able to take down this game and win the series 1-0. However, a lot of mutas actually spawned for Glade to look for a comeback possibly if he's able to take down all the Marines. But by that time, Archon should be able to have tons of tarts ready. He does indeed have a core in production, actually. So the mutas being sent in to deal with the Marauders and the Marines and the medevacs. He's going to be trying to clean up everything. But Glade knows he's too economically behind the close good game. It does look like that NeoRedArchon will be able to take out the series 1-0 so far. So this is a best of 5. Please join me for the next game in semifinals brackets A. And thank you all for watching. See ya.